Going on, guys? So this is going to be the weekly outlook forecasting all of our buy and sell opportunities on the upcoming week. So first off, let's go ahead and start with the dollar. So with the dollar, it's been bearish ever since, I believe, June or July of last year. And with the government shutdown and everything, I mean, I've looked at some research and stuff of how the market reacted recently. The market hasn't really sold off, but it's been about 4, 5, 6, 7, about 4 or 5 years since the last shutdown. And this is going to be my first government shutdown. Honestly, I'm bearish on the dollar overall. This isn't changing my opinion on bullish. I mean, just looking at the US dollar index, we can see everything is bearish right here. Everything is bearish. Everything's trading beneath the cloud right now. So, I mean, the only thing that we can't see in the 4 hours price is above the 9-day and the 26-day, but the 9-day has crossed over the 26-day. The 9 days is blue moving average, the 26 days this yellow moving average. So I always look at things on the daily time frame. If you guys aren't in short positions on the dollar index, if you're looking to take a short position on it, you would have to wait for price to break these lows. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't go ahead and put it right here. Because if price comes down, break this, and we take a sell position, if price comes down to these wicks right here, these lows of these candles, these 4-hour candles, price can go right back up. So we'd get what in profit for like 5-6 pips, and then price would reverse on us, hit our stop loss break even. I mean, at 5 and 6 pips, we're not even going to move our stop loss break even. I want to move my stop loss at break even after 40, 50 pips, at least in profit. One of the number one rules you guys have to understand is never let a winner turn into a loser. I always say when our trades are in profit, at least 40, 50 pips, we're going to move our stop loss to break even. We're going to let these trades ride. We're not looking to take profit early. I mean, if we see something on the chart and it's reversing against us, of course we're going to go take profit if we know price is going to come back and hit our stop loss at break even for sure. That's like a definite it's like something that's definitely going to happen. Then we'll go ahead and do that in some circumstances, but we're looking to take the long-term trade. When we're looking at trades, we're looking at the overall trend. And the way you find the overall trend is you're always going to be looking at the daily time frame. When you look at the daily time frame, you look at the weekly time frame, you're able to see where the overall direction of price is going. I mean, you can see price is trading down. Price is beneath the 26-day moving average. That's just telling us everything's bearish. 26-day and 9-day are both pointing down sharply. Also, the cloud is pretty big with bearish volume. So I'm looking for the dollar to go way past 85. I mean, there's nothing here that's telling me that it won't. Next level could be like $87. And that's where we're going to take the dollar. And these are long-term trades. And whenever we're looking for a trade, we have to know, okay, we're not going to buy and we're not going to sell right here, because if we buy, we can get caught in a trade. It's going to come right back down anyways. If we buy, let's say we're trading against the trend because we know the overall trend is going down. So if we're buying, we're just trading against the trend. When you trade against the trend, guess what happens? You end up losing. Would you rather take a short-term gain or a long-term gain? Short-term gain, when we look at the risk of the pips, you got all this plus downside. When you're looking at a buy opportunity, what are you looking at? For a price to come back to like 90, 31, about 90, 80, about 91. We don't want to take that trade. If we don't have a setup occur, we're not taking a trade. If there's no setup, we're not taking a trade. It has to be a clear, concise setup. If you look at your trades and you're about to enter a position and you ask yourself, let's say someone asks you, hey, Walter, how are you on a scale? How happy are you today on a scale of 1 to 10? If you say 9 or 10, that's going to be, wow, Walter's pretty happy. So if I ask you, how confident are you on this trade? 9 or 10. If it's not a 9 or 10, you should not be placing a trade at all. You have to have your conviction rate at least a 9 or 10. So the way we're going to play the dollar is we're going to wait for price to break this low. If you guys aren't in it yet, wait for price to break that low, these lows right here on the candle, because that's going to confirm and that's going to be a valid breakout to the downside. And we are going to hold these positions until we get to about $87, $88. So let's go ahead and look at the stocks that we're going to be trading. So the guys who have JAFX as your broker, you guys are trading stocks with me. This is how we're going to play Baba. So if the market does sell off, and we have some things that we're going to do come Monday. If the market sells off and we do have some pullbacks, we're not going to be trading at all come Monday at market open. we're going to see the first 3 hours, first 5 hours. We might even wait and see how the whole day is going to go for the stocks, because we don't want to get caught in something and say, oh, you know what? Dollar's selling off. The dollar is going to go down. The dollar is going to tank. And we're just going to go ahead and unload, sell positions. So guess what? Let's say you go ahead and sell Baba, you go ahead and sell Facebook or Google, Microsoft. So you sell these expecting, wow, government shutdown must be so bad. Next thing what happens is all the stocks go up actually. We close at least 6% up on the day, on Monday. Well, what just happened to you? You just got in a losing trade. So for those of you guys who, this is your first government shutdown, this is my government shutdown, one of the smartest things to do is this. Sit on the sidelines for the first few hours, maybe 5 hours, or if you're really conservative and you really don't want to lose any money, sit on the sidelines the entire day. See what happens, because then you can go ahead and take that general momentum and take it on to the next day. You don't want to be doing things with the fear of missing out on a trade. If you have fear of missing out on a trade, that's one of the deadliest things that can happen to you. So looking at Baba, I mean, we took a buy right here, and now I'm thinking Baba is going to come right back down actually. I mean, looking at Baba, everything is bullish, but if I'm going to look for a buy position, I'm going to wait for price to come back down here, and then I'm going to take it right back up. So we closed Baba out already. Told everyone to close our stocks out last week. So we're going to look for re-entries at this point. In the first couple of weeks of the month, all the big boys are cashing out and selling their stocks. So we got to go ahead and follow the market makers. So Pfizer broke out of this triangular pattern right here, and there's not really too much data I can go ahead and read off of this. So I'm going to go ahead and break it down to the 4-hour chart. Pfizer has bounced off of this trend line. So Pfizer looks like it can come right back up to here. I mean, I'm not looking to trade 37. I'm not looking to trade it for the next 40 cents anyways, unless we're trading a really big lot size. So if you're going to be trading Pfizer, you're going to have to put on a big lot size if you want to take a short-term trade like that. Long-term trade, I prefer price to break above here so I can take it way higher and make higher highs. Facebook stock. So the thing with Facebook stock is on the 4-hour chart, we have, and you know what, we're going to go ahead and delete everything on this chart so we can look at it clear. So looking at the daily chart, price is still bullish, but the thing is price is trading beneath the 9-day and 26-day, telling me that price can come right back down to here. So one thing that we do notice is if we go ahead and look at what's going on at this level, we can see we're pretty much just sideways if Facebook decides that it does want to come right back down. Because you can see this wick right here, there's a lot of selling pressure right at these levels right here. So if it decides it does want to come down, we would have to wait for the buy there, then take it right back up. I mean, the 4-hour is telling us that we're going to have some selling momentum going in here. So expect Facebook to pull back before we go ahead and buy. You have to wait for a pullback or one of these patterns to occur. Wait for that to occur before we go ahead and buy on Facebook stock. Bank of America. So the thing with Bank of America is, if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see that Bank of America, and I told everyone to close Bank of America. I mean, earnings shot it up. But the thing with Bank of America is it's coming to a really important resistance right here. So one thing we have to know is Bank of America going to pull back here? So the thing with Bank of America stock coming up to resistance is pure technical. It can pull back. If it pulls back, go to the 9-day or 26-day, then go right back up. So that's what we're looking at. If it breaks above this, we can go ahead and re-enter on Bank of America stock. Tight stop loss. At least 20, 30 pips on this. And Bank of America moves kind of slow, so you're not really losing anything. We entered here. We closed out right in this area. So from our entry to here is a really good level. That's a good trade. And you can see how many days we stayed in this trade. And you guys need to develop discipline. You need to have discipline. We are trading with the trend. We aren't trading against the trend. So when we're holding trades, you have to know exactly why we're holding them. So we held this trade for, it's going to be easier to break it down in a weekly time frame actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 weeks. We held this trade for a month, Bank of America stock. So that tells you what we're doing. McDonald's stock. So the thing with McDonald's stock is it's pretty much sideways. We're going to go ahead and delete everything on here. McDonald's stock. If McDonald's stock continues to break that high or breaks the daily high, we're going to go ahead and re-enter on this because everything is bullish. 9-day, 26-day, and the cloud is showing us bullish right here. Johnson & Johnson. So the thing with Johnson & Johnson is this, what I can see on the daily time frame. And we're going to break this down the 4-hour time frame actually. The reason why I broke it down in the 4-hour time frame is because we can see everything more clear now. So what we can see is we have a continuation pattern here, this triangle pattern. If it breaks above the triangle, we're going to go ahead and load up on Johnson & Johnson. Comes back down, breaks. We're going to sell and take it down to here. Visa stock. So with Visa stock, I really like bank and financial stocks. They've been pretty bullish for the past year, and we're going to go ahead and look at this again. You can see we have a flag pattern. The way we can see it is if we break it down to a 1 hour. Boom. You can see we broke it down to the 1 hour chart, and this is what we're looking at. So if price breaks that, or if you want to be more conservative, you can go ahead and say if price breaks this high right here, you can go ahead and buy. But it's bullish all the way. Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs stock, let's go ahead and take a look at it on the daily chart. The thing with Goldman Sachs stock is it looks like on the daily, I mean, we did have, like I said, earnings last week. So the thing with the daily is this would be a good buy right now at the moment. If we're going to go ahead and buy and hold this, let's see. The 4-hour chart, actually no. If we're going to buy this, wait for price to break above the cloud. If price breaks above the cloud, we're going to go ahead and buy because the lagging span is above as well. So that means that we're going to have a valid bullish breakout. So wait for that to occur. Remember, we wait for setups. We don't force them. So with, oops, let's go ahead and delete everything on here. So with this one, with American Intel Group, I would wait for price to break the high or wait for price to pull back to the 9-day, then go. Not my favorite stock right there. Coca-Cola, I've said since here it's going to go right up. Coca-Cola has been going up, as I said. We're going to have to wait for price to come here. Wait until it gets to this resistance because if it goes higher, we're going to buy. If it starts selling off, we'll take it lower. I mean, I don't want to trade against the trend on here, but we're going to take it lower and we can go ahead and re-enter later. American Express, this one fell off. So with American Express falling off, everything's pretty bearish right now. Honestly, the 9-day and 26-day are going to break through the cloud. Right now, this one's really tough to say because if price breaks beneath the cloud, let's go ahead and see actually. If price comes back down and breaks beneath the cloud, we're going to sell. If price breaks above the cloud and above the 9-day and 26-day, we're going to go ahead and buy. It's kind of a confusing one. So if price breaks above the 9-day, 26-day, and the lagging indicator is out, we're going to buy. Price comes back down, breaks beneath, and the lagging indicator is broken beneath the cloud as well. We're going to go ahead and sell. Microsoft stock. So the thing with Microsoft is we are pretty much just consolidating right here. So with all this consolidation right here, what we're going to wait for is this. We can trade off these moving averages as well, buy positions off these moving averages. So what we're going to do is if price breaks these highs up here, we're going to go ahead and buy, or we can wait for price to come back and then go. That's what we're waiting for. Tesla. So Tesla's getting ready to keep on going higher. We closed this trade actually out. If we're going to look to take a trade on this, we have to wait for this to occur. Wait for price to break that high. If price breaks this high, we're taking this way up to our take profit. General Electric is selling off hot. This is going to be wild. I mean, of course, we have to break it down to a bigger time frame. Yeah, this is gone. General Electric is going down. So we have earnings this week for General Electric. So, I mean, if price pulls back, wait for it to pull back to a 26-day or one of these moving averages with the cloud, then we're going to sell. FedEx stock. So let's go ahead and take a look at FedEx. So FedEx is trading higher. If we're looking for a buy, we're going to buy the previous high right here, and we're going to take this higher. I mean, it's pretty simple. We're going to buy the previous high. Google. So Google actually hit our take profit at this point. Just clear the chart. What we're going to do is wait for price to break this high. If it breaks this high, it's going to go a lot higher. So wait for price to break that level because we are trading sideways at this point. Citigroup is going to trade higher. Like I said, a lot of these stocks, keep in mind, price breaks the high, we're going to trade this higher. Oil. So oil could be a really good buying opportunity here. The reason why is because we have a nice bullish hammer and it's a bounce off the 9-day moving average. I mean, everything is bullish for oil. If you're going to buy oil, you're going to have to do it now, and you're going to have a tight stop loss. I mean, small guys, small accounts, I don't want you touching oil because you don't want to have one trade blow your whole account. That's not what you want to do. Natural gas. So the thing with natural gas is everything's pretty bullish on here. We go ahead and look at the weekly chart. Natural gas is just trading sideways. I mean, we have an Ichimoku breakout, but the 26-day is still in. If the 26-day could break above, we'll trade it up to here or up to here. So you have to wait for this 26-day moving average to break out above before this is even valid, or else it's just going to stay in the same place. Gold. So with gold, I told everyone, you know what, we're going to look for 1350. It didn't come exactly to 1350. We're closing out gold come market open. Actually, no, we're going to hold it because if the dollar actually goes down, gold is going to go higher. So we're going to go ahead and wait for that. But if gold breaks through this trend line, we're going to definitely take this down to the 26-day moving average, and we can catch a short-term short and then a long-term buy. Silver. So what silver is, I don't like this because it's just trading sideways the entire time. You have to wait for silver to break out of this consolidation. If silver breaks out of this, especially this resistance, we're taking silver up to this next level right here, 18. So with Euro US dollar, we have a couple different things. You can see, like I said, we're consolidating right here. So if price breaks out of this consolidation above, we're going to buy. Price breaks beneath, I mean, I wouldn't really necessarily look to sell because, I mean, you can see we have the 9-day and 26-day moving averages there. If we're selling, we have a support, another support. So keep in mind that with Ichimoku, without, if it breaks, we're going to sell. If it breaks above, we're going to buy. US dollar CAD is the same thing. I mean, you can see we're clearly in a downtrend. Now we just have this. This can do that and then go. Or it can break above, we're going to buy back up to this level. Or if it comes right back down, breaks beneath these lows right here, we are going to sell. I mean, more riskier guys can take a sell at this level, but I mean, you have all this, your stop loss up here. The best thing to do is wait for this. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So the thing with New Zealand dollar, US dollar is if price comes back, you can see we have a lot of consolidation here. Price breaks these highs, we're going to take it higher. Price breaks this trend line, we are going to sell down here. Everything's pretty easy and simple. That's how you want to make it. If you can't explain your analysis, you don't know what you're doing. So looking at Euro Japanese yen, what we can see is there's a lot of support right here. And we're going to go ahead and break this down to the 4-hour chart because I want to show you guys something. So we have some support right here. I'm expecting Euro Japanese yen to come back up to this level, this resistance. And when it comes to this resistance, I'm looking to take a sell down to this level. That's what I'm looking for Euro Japanese yen. So you guys can buy EURNZD, have your stop loss right down here. Euro AUD. So with Euro Australian dollar, you can see this. We're clearly in a downtrend. Will we have a continuation down to this level right here? Or will it come back up, break this high, come here, and then go? If it does that, we'll play that move. If price comes down, breaks beneath this low, we will go ahead and sell. You have to know every single scenario, because if you know every single scenario, you can react to each one. If you only know how to make money going long, then that's not really going to help you, because then when short positions come up and short opportunities show up in the market, how are you going to capitalize on them? You have to know how to capitalize on the market with long and short positions, so buying and selling. You have to have those. So if price breaks these low, we're going to go ahead and sell. Australian dollar, US dollar, we're going to go ahead and take a sell on. We're going to take it down to here. When it comes here, we're not going to take profit, because if price comes back up, then we will. If price continues lower, we're going to go ahead and take it even lower. We're going to move our stop loss at break even when price comes here. So you guys can sell Australian dollar, US dollar, Japanese yen. Let's go ahead and take a look on the daily. I'm looking to take UJ up here. What else can happen is price come right back down, then go. But we'll go ahead and watch. If price breaks this high of the day, we're going to buy. If price comes right back down, we're going to wait to buy. When we come down to here, I'm not looking to sell this, because if we sell, it can go up at any time. So we're going to go ahead and wait for the buy. Euro, New Zealand dollar. So EURNZD, let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart. I'm looking to sell this. So we have a nice impulse, and here we go. That's what I want to look for. A, B, C. Complete the C leg down here. US dollar, Swiss franc. So with US dollar, Swiss franc, US dollar, Swiss, I'm looking to buy, actually. If I'm going to buy US dollar, Swiss franc, I'm taking it up to the 618 level. When it comes here, when it comes to here, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. And when it comes here, I'm not going to close unless it goes down. If it goes up, I'm going to take it to here. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory on these trades. British pound, US dollar, I'm looking to sell this regression right here. I mean, if we go ahead and pull out on the weekly chart, we can see we're in a channel right here. I would like to sell, and if I'm selling this, I'm looking for 300 pips at least. So we're going to go ahead and sell British pound, US dollar, and we're going to take it to here. Like I said, when price gets here, we can hold and see if it breaks down. If it goes back up, we're going to close. That's how we do it. Euro Japanese yen, Euro GBP. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we have a lot of consolidation, but you can see we're in a downtrend. Will it continue this continuation here? Will it go down? If price breaks these lows, yes, because if we sell, price come down here, catch us off guard, and go right back up. That's how you want to wait to break those lows. Euro Swiss franc, British pound Swiss franc, we're going to sell come market open. I'm looking to take it down to here. If, like I said, it breaks through, we're going to hold. So pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. You guys already know stop losses are going to be up here. So that's going to be our weekly outlook, guys.